Massive welcome back to Janet G with A Game of Frequency. Janet presents her take on frequencies that permeate everything and our reality, and based on a series of lectures she did on YouTube, plus some additions. Aspects covered including certain vibratory states, dream states, and ask the question, are we existing in a type of matrix constructed for us, possibly by outside influences? Let's find out. Please welcome Janet G.
Thank you. Game of frequency. So we live in a world of waves, vibrations and frequencies. And when you understand how this works, you can see that it can easily be manipulated and locked in to certain waves and vibrations that we use in our everyday life. I'm going to include some quite disturbing material as well. Some of you might know about it, some of you might not. There's the way to get out and what you can do, and my own opinion on why this is happening. Living spirit consciousness, spiritual, energetic, electromagnetic alive, which is what we are. Divine beings, energy vessels. We're electrical, magnetic, divine, energy, vibrational beings. And this energy can be cultivated and used or against you to mould and shape your life. Now, if you're not aware of your energy, the powers that be are and can lock you into sort of fear-based thinking, which we'll go into later. So you're a spiritual being having a human experience. But how many people actually understand that? How many people access their spiritual nature? I mean, some of us do, we hit on it here and there, but when you realise how powerful it is, and the powers that be that run this world do know that we have got this power, and they're trying to hide it from us, and you'd be very surprised at what it can do. Is anybody familiar with organic portals? Has anybody come across this term before? Relatively new information. And it might be quite shocking, but as you go about your days after this, you'll see. Open your eyes and you'll see. So I believe that we share this world with another sort of race of people who are like us in form, but not in essence. They've got, I'm going to say chakras, but like low vibrational energy from the first three chakras. They operate from those. They've not got a heart centre. They have a brain, which can be programmed like a computer, because your brain is a computer. And they don't have a heart. They've no soul. Okay? And as hard as it is to believe, when we start going into it a little bit further, you might start recognising and understanding a little bit better what it means in your own life. And we all recognise these, approximately 1/2, or it's more actually, I think the ratio is 5,000 organic portals for every living spark of consciousness or God or soul. So organic portals are like in form but not in essence, and approximately 1/2 of human beings on Earth, 3.5 billion people, are organic portals. It's like, oh my God. Soulless human beings who keep the real human beings in line with the status quo on agenda with the matrix control system. So we're going to start looking at the matrix as well. What is that? How does that come into play with this? So the matrix is, in my opinion now, again, it's being taken over by AI. And you've all seen the film The Matrix, haven't you? That was actually like a documentary. So, again, as hard as it is to believe, a considerable percentage of the people we meet on the street and people who are empty inside, that is, they're actually already dead. It's fortunate for us that we do not see and do not know it. If we knew what number of people are actually dead and what number of people these dead people have governed our lives, we would go mad with horror. So it's like having, if anybody familiar with the Dolores Cannon? Yeah. And she termed these people backdrop people or backfill people. So it's a bit like in a film set or, a soap opera, or you go watching your film, you've got the main characters in the film, and then you've got the other people in the background, like backdrop people or backfill people or extras. Now we're not focusing on them, but this happens in our everyday life every day. I mean, even in this room now, there'll be people that you don't speak to everybody. You don't know everybody. So you're driving down the street, you're going to work in your car, and as you observe, you notice people dotted about. Now, there's a divine spark of consciousness that has come here for an experience in a human form, in a carbon suit, housing a spirit. If it was just you, then the experience wouldn't be much fun, or you wouldn't be learning anything. So the backdrop people are there to enhance your life. We don't speak to them all, and we can assume that everybody is like us, but you're not going to stop and talk to all those people to find out whether they are or they're not. And when you start looking, after you've heard this information and you go about your everyday life, after look, you'll just see. Because since this information has come to me, I go out and I see a lot of dead-eyed people. These people will not engage in a conversation about anything like this because they haven't got anything, there's no substance there to offer. They will absolutely be like, no, no, no. They're very intelligent people, very attractive, but a bit like the woman in the red dress in the Matrix, to keep you distracted and away from your divinity and your own creative essence and power and what you can achieve. Again, keeping that matrix system operating. Human beings with a spark of divine consciousness have the ability of individual self-awareness. A heart-centered vibration, organic portals lack this divine spark and are only dimly conscious in comparison and have no heart-centered energy. They belong to a group that incarnates and evolves collectively, not individually. The energy emanating from a living spirit is shaped by their experience and awareness, whereas spiritually dead portals' energy field is the same as any other. No individuality, low vibration. And they operate in the world by mimicking, and again, we know we've heard talks here before, and people know we're living in an inverted world, an upside down inverted world. Nothing's as it seems. So the organic portals mimic, and there's a lot of that going on. They duplicate, copy, hijack, because they've not got that creative essence. They've not got that same heart-centered vibration that you have got. Organic portals are birthed into the world naturally, so they look like you and I, but again, it's the energy that's missing, and that awareness. They cannot connect to the infinite awareness or consciousness, the divine consciousness. They've not got the ability to connect to that because they've not got the heart centre. And they are in your world, in your life, to distract you and keep you held in at physicality, helping you to forget that you have a spirit. Because the more people that have a spirit in this life and expanded consciousness, we would actually make the world a better place. But the vibrations and all the other things that we're going to look at, keeping us locked in, and a bit like slaves really. So organic portals are birthed into the world naturally. However, they only have base, lower level, vibratory field, carnal, physical, desire, etc. And predominantly are mostly physical, three-dimensional in five sense. They are like the woman in the red dress in the Matrix film, a character programmed in who lives a normal physical life who has no divine spark. And I believe the elites are these, some of the atrocities that they get up to. Soulless portals have only one life, and there is no soul to advance, and you recognise these in the world as dead-eyed, no light, purely involved with the matrix, all the usual stuff, some highly intelligent in their area only, and could never have a conversation about these matters or ever similar, and will always attempt to make you feel bad, low, stupid, to shift your vibration and feed the matrix. So the matrix is a system that feeds off our energy source, being infinite energy source from the creator, from the infinite consciousness where there's life-giving energy. That we live in a finite world where we have time, decay and death. And outside of this world that we live in, there is none of that. It's all an illusion. So they are programmed to keep us purely physical, and we'll get into the reasons about that. So we're also in what's called the samsara cycle of birth, life, death and rebirth, which is a soul-spirit trap, as living souls are needed to power up the reality, as it's an illusion. Without infinite living divine energy, it ceases to exist. So what does that mean? How is that possible? Powers that be who know the truths about why we're here and about our natural makeup, and we are hated by a lot of these people, these archons, these demonic forces. They'd be jealous of our heart-centered vibration and the infinite love, because they don't experience that. And to keep this alive, this world going, you have to have that infinite source energy, because that's the life-giving energy. So to trick you, to come back and recycle your soul over and over again. And I think people have spoke here about that, but it doesn't make any sense if you just keep coming back. If you're aware, the conscious awareness that you've got inside yourself and this divine essence, when you come out of your body with this awareness, you will know and you'll not be tricked into coming back, because that's what's happening. To keep the matrix going. We're going to go on a bit deeper, a bit further on, but this is the spirit I'm passing over in this state, when the spirit does not have a clue, and the feelings of joy and bliss and that deep sense of peace is happening. And the lords of karma, or evil spirits, or interdimensional spirits, or whatever you want to call them, operating outside of this, part of the demiurge, Yahweh, Yaldabaoth, the false god, to give the chance or trick you to come back. So if you pass over and your life's shown in front of you like on a film, and you didn't do this and you could have done that, and oh, how bad you're going to feel about you not did that for that person or whatever, you hurt these people, and you've got a chance to come back and put it right, would you? Probably, yeah. But knowing this now, that's a trick, to trick your soul back into coming back into this world with the infinite divine energy, to keep it going. And also other karma being put on you. Your memory's wiped, so you can't remember who you used to be. You've lost that life, and you're going to keep coming back for no reason whatsoever. It doesn't make sense. But a lot of people believe that that's it, that's just a samsara cycle, but it's not. It does happen like that, but if you've got the awareness when you come out of your body on death, and they say don't go to the light, it's a trick. Everything that you see when you come out of your body on death is actually this beauty, this blissful state that's described by many near-death experiences. It's actually you projecting out of yourself, but you would think that it's being shown to you by an outside force. No, it is all you. And you turn away from the light. And don't get rebirth, because you come back, the chances are that if you've got a soul fire in your awareness, it'll be wiped. So that to me is eternal hell. You just keep coming back, forgetting who you are, and back and back and back. Eternal hell. That's what's happening. So the choice to come here is to experience duality. And go back home to singularity. As long as you recognise the illusion and know who you are on death, otherwise you'll be tricked into coming back to fix your karma. So I actually believe that we come here from singularity, from the oneness, and we experience duality. Duality is experienced on a whole range of stuff all through your life, and it's learning to stand in that still place and not get caught up in conflict, so you're not on that duality side, if that makes sense.